cet air qui m'obsède jour et nuit. Cet air n'est pas né d'aujourd'hui. Il vient d'aussi loin que je viens, traîné par 100 000 musiciens. Un jour cet air me rendra folle, 100 fois j'ai voulu dire pourquoi, mais il m'a coupé la parole. Il parle toujours avant moi et sa voix couvre ma voix. Padam, padam, padam.
Niki De St Phalle is an important artist in the 20th century for both the public and other artists. She's a major figure in the world of contemporary art. Her art encompassed sculpture, painting, theater, architecture, graphic design, and filmmaking. Yet it was in sculpture that she really shone and made her most important mark. Her work was highly personal and had great depth and meaning. It was an extraordinary blend of universal symbolism, personal iconography, and personal story. St. Phalle was born to a well-to-do aristocratic family in the outskirts of Paris. Her father was a well-to-do French banker, Count André-Marie Phalle de St Phalle. Her mother was an American, Jean Jacqueline Harper.
My father lost all their money in the crash of 1929.
During this time, Niki's mother discovered her husband was unfaithful.
She cried through her pregnancy. I felt those tears. Later, she would tell me that everything was my fault. I would have to prove my mother wrong. Her bad opinion of me was extremely painful and useful to me. I would reject her system of values and create my own.
In addition to her issues with her mother, her father abused her when she was young. As she grew, she naturally developed a powerful anger deep in her soul because of this abuse.
I wanted to forgive my father for trying to make me his mistress when I was 11. I found only rage, passionate hate, and imaginative revenge in my heart.
My problem is creating now, is creating beauty, is creating something which has to do with you, which has to do with now, which has to do with bombs and everything exploding and the end of the world.
In 1933, Niki's family emigrated to the United States, to New York. Once in New York, Niki enrolled in the prestigious Brearley School. However, she was soon dismissed for painting fig leaves red on the school's statuary. After leaving Brearley, Niki attended the Oldfield School in Glencoe, Maryland. She graduated from Oldfields in 1947.
I was fueled by the desire to live the artistic adventure.
Niki threw herself into her work, and it helped exorcise the demons. She did a series of naive gouaches and oils, portraits, self-portraits, party and beach scenes. In time, she began to incorporate decorative motifs. By 1956, her work became more narrative. That was when images of animals, goddesses, monsters, castles, little girls, and cathedrals, the moon and the sun began to emerge. The female figure became central. By 1958, her paintings had become encrusted with beads, broken glass, stones, ceramic fragments. She also used leaves, twigs, and mirrors. Inwardly broken, Niki collected and assembled pieces. The pieces were like the fragments of her soul. Fragmented, broken, beautiful. Assembled, they revealed her life. They were revelatory.
I started to make assemblage works, reliefs with objects, bought toys in stores, found objects at flea markets. There was a lot of aggression in me that was starting to come out. I started putting my violence into my work. I made reliefs of death and desolation.
The objects Niki chose were clear symbols of violence and inner terror. They were objects of devastation and death. And they were symbolic representations of Niki's pain.
I told Tingley about my vision to make a painting bleed by shooting at it. Real bullets would pierce the plaster reliefs and hit the cans and bags of paint embedded inside the relief, causing the paint to explode. I used my own violence to shoot at paintings. Murder with no victims. The painting is the victim. It is bleeding. It is wounded, the way people can be wounded.
De St Phalle said, "Who is the painting? Daddy? All men? My mother? Patriarchy?" I was shooting at society and its injustices, at my own violence and the violence of the times. I was provoking society through art. By shooting at my own violence, I no longer had to carry it inside me like a burden. I shot at myself during a ritual, which enabled me to die by my own hand and be reborn. In 1979, De St Phalle acquired some land in Tuscany. She acquired it because she wanted to make a monumental sculptural park. The park, or environmental sculpture, was called the Tarot Garden. To make the park, De St Phalle collaborated with her husband, the famous sculptor Jean Tinguely. As De St Phalle's career progressed, she continued to make sculptures. De St Phalle said, "Painting calmed the chaos that shook my soul." De St Phalle said, "Most people don't see the edginess in my work. They think it's all fantasy and whimsy." De St Phalle said, "Life is never the way one imagines it. It surprises you, it amazes you, and it makes you laugh or cry when you don't expect it.